Jason Laborio doing my higher level code switching interview with my father. Question number one is, what is code switching to you?
It's the way that we interact with different people on a daily basis. It's from one group to another, is what I would say that is to me.
Question number two, how do you use code switching at work and home?
Well, at work, I work with many different people on many different levels, anywhere from people that do the dishes to people that are the management in the company. So each level requires a different approach and a different way of speaking to the people. With the upper management, it's more of a professional way of speaking, and with say people in the dish room or just the line cooks and whatnot, it's more casual and informal. So
What about home?
at home, um, I speak to my wife one way, your mother a certain way, and then when your mother's around, of course, I speak to you a certain way, and your brother and sister. But when it's just the two of us, it's a little more of a friendly joke around, goof around type thing. I can be a little more loose with you than I would be with your mother watching. Whether that's right or not, that's just the way I
Question number three, why is it so important?
am. I think it's important to be able to change the way you communicate with people from instance to instance, and be able to recognize when it's appropriate to speak to someone in one method and speak to someone else in another method. Um, I can't really think of how to expand upon that more than that.
Do you think code switching is needed everywhere?
I think it is. I think it's important to be able to um, recognize who you're speaking with and how they would want to be addressed. And there's always, it's not always right to have fun and be joking with somebody. Some people require more of a serious approach or more of a professional approach, while other ones you can be a little more laid back. And yeah.
Could you give me an example on how you use code switching at work?
At work or just in my general life.
Anywhere.
So for me, code switching has been just part of my growing up. I moved around a lot. My dad was in the Navy, so I grew up 12 different schools before high school. So that was 12 different environments, 12 different situations, and learning how to get away with brand new people. So as I grew up, my personality would kind of change from place to place depending on where I was. Um, I so I moved to Tennessee, and when I first moved to Tennessee, so as an example of how I use code switching, I got to know what the people were into. I wasn't really into sports, but everybody was really into football and sports and whatnot. So I became a person who really enjoyed football and enjoyed sports to get along with the people there. Um, and then when I moved back home with my family, it was kind of going back to who I was before, a geeky, goofy little kid that enjoyed playing with Legos and GI Joes. So that's kind of how I use it in my growing up. Nowadays, as I said before, I use it in my everyday interactions with different people at work. Clients more professional, people that I know it's a little more laid back. Um, so yeah, I mean,
Question number six, do you think that code switching will be changed in the future because of how society is nowadays?
I think it's going to be a huge change. I think code switching is going to become very important and prevalent just because of how everybody's starting to come up with their own identity as who they are and how they want to be addressed and how they feel like they need to be respected. And for some of us older people, it's going to be a challenge to adapt to be able to identify how those people want to be addressed. I to me, it's difficult to recognize, and I think as the future generations come, it's going to be important that they start that you and your little brother grow up to be able to recognize those different situations and how you're supposed to communicate with people, so that there's no hurting feelings or insulting people, and that everybody can feel that they're respected. So I hope I was able to give you all the answers that you're looking for.
I did. Thank you.
Thank you.